JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, survivor of gas station shooting still traumatized. The ear-splitting sound of gunshots barking above his head was still affecting Marcus, not his real name, less than 24 hours after gunmen opened fire at him and several other people while they were gambling outside a Texaco gas station at the intersection of Mullines and Waltham Park Roads on Tuesday. Nicholas Scott, 34, of Lincoln Crescent, Kingston 5, was killed, while another taxi operator was also shot and remains in hospital. Marcus said he thought that he would die and only remembered running out of his slippers as the shooting started. "Right now, me still weak in my knees. Me only hear swish swish, and when me look, it's a man that had beat the shot them," the traumatized eyewitness recalled. Marcus said he became static for a brief minute as another bullet flew past his face before hitting his friend. "Me I wonder what wrong with my foot if a shot me get, because me want run and can't move," he said. Marcus said that he only remembered forcing himself to run as the gunman, who was clad in a construction vest, approached closer with guns blazing. "Me use my right foot and kick off left because the brother run on while him a fire shot. Me tell myself say me can't afford for dead right so," the experienced Gabby stated. Marcus also shared that less than a minute before the shooting, he declined a work call as he was still busy gambling. "But I mean, I know, it's a lucky thing me get the call, because it did kind of break my focus. Maybe more than have made done in the game and now watch what go on," he said. The police's Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, reported that at about 6:35 p.m., the men were outside of the gas station when a motorcycle drove up. The pillion rider alighted and opened gunfire, hitting two men. Marcus said Scott was a jovial person and a loving father. "How are they mute ban, you know? Me know say I'm loving Pitney because him always a talk about the baby. Boy, me can't tell where this a come from, but I just a life go," he said. Hanover man gunned down on his veranda. A Hanover man was found dead on his veranda in Green Island in the parish on Wednesday morning, hours after residents reported hearing gunshots. Police have identified the now deceased as 26-year-old O'Shane Williams. Reports received are that about 9 p.m. on Tuesday, residents heard loud explosions but failed to call the police. About 7 a.m. on Wednesday, the now deceased was discovered on his veranda, suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his hand and back. He was assisted to the hospital, where doctors pronounced him dead. The Green Island police are investigating. Man arrested in death of elderly woman in Great Pond. The Centon police have arrested a man in connection with the death of 73-year-old Elise Russell, who was found dead in Great Pond, St. Anne on Monday. Head of police operations for the parish, Deputy Superintendent Kevin Francis, said one person has been taken into custody, but no charges been laid. So earlier this week we had a situation of a death investigation in Great Pond, where an elderly female was found dead in the community. We have since made some headway, and one person was taken into custody, and investigations are currently underway at this time. We do not wish to give too much details to prejudice the quality of the investigations, but the investigations are ongoing, and we're hoping for a breakthrough as soon as possible, he said. The normally quiet community was in total shock and disbelief after news of the death, with a number of residents highlighting their love for Russell, who was also known as Dorothy. Adrian McKenzie, who said he knew her from he was a child, said she was popular among the residents. "Dorothy Russell was loved by the whole community, man. Shocking. This shocking to everybody. And them woman they are icon. Me grew up come here say them woman they are the prettiest woman in the world. It's sad, man, it's sad," he said. "Me auntie go walk and rise me up and tell me what go on. She walk every morning, and Dorothy rise every morning too. And me just come out and that me come see," he recalled. He pointed out that Russell also had a strong love for music. "I hear them born and grow, all of them will go foreign and come back. Dorothy known for her cash pot selling and her singing that she known for. Everybody respect Dorothy about her. Everybody in a Great Pond. It's sad, cause no fear, trust me," he noted. The distraught resident had a word for anyone who might have been involved in her death. "No bad deed goes unpunished, no. No bad deed goes unpunished," he warned. In the meantime, Sharon Peart, a friend of Russell, noted that the now deceased woman got along well with everyone. She was a people person, very nice, jovial lady, a community person. Everybody in the community love her. She not give no trouble. And if she don't like something, she will tell you not to bad word and not eat that. Very humble though," she said. This is a second murder in the normally quiet community in the space of a month. In February, 62-year-old taxi operator Kenrick Mignot was shot and killed and his vehicle stolen. No one has been charged in relation to that incident. JUCC workers awaiting meeting on March salary discrepancies. Disgruntled workers attached to the state-run Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC, are awaiting word from the management and what they say are discrepancies in their March salary. The workers have opted to stay off the job, bringing operations at the bus company to a screeching halt and leaving thousands of commuters stranded. First Vice President of the University and Allied Workers Union, Clifton Grant, says the workers are indicating that they're receiving less money than they did before the compensation review took effect. Grant says the workers are likely to keep up their protest action if no solution is forthcoming.
I get the right amount of pay. What we forget, JTC won't have a problem with drivers on this road. You understand what I mean? If we get the proper pay with proper working conditions, believe me man, we have a proper transportation company. You understand what I mean? And better unions too. Because we union them now represent well. Because for this them go sign off with ministry. Me no see no make no sense we have a union. They better represent yourself. You understand? We don't even know what the man them sign off pan. No meeting. And then we hear say we are get this lump sum money, and then when we look in our account, we see nothing. And them tell we say we senior, then take back the seniority money as all gross. You can't do that. So we don't need money for count our family too.
So what is the
retroactive money with them pay? We at $88 an hour. The biggest retroactive for Mississippi on DT sitting. I must $120 an hour, Mississippi. You understand what I mean? And we are work for little and nothing already. I want to give rich and I give $88 an hour.
No, so what if they don't meet your demand?
Well, the bus them are going to keep in there, brother. You understand what I mean? Now listen. Look, show them. We never block the gate, you know. Look. Show them. The gate never block. The road never block. We not demonstrate like we never come out here to come strike. We come out here to come different with money what we forget. You understand? I mean, I feel like the government really know about this. We feel like say,
what
feel
I
like
would like to ask the Minister of Finance, what I would like to ask the Minister of Finance, if this is what he call a livable wages, right? I am here, I'm waiting for this compensation for 1 year, and my take home and my pay is $26,000. So I want to know if this is a livable wages. That is what the Minister of Finance is saying to us. We are not going to be worse off, but this is worse. We are not getting what we're supposed to get. And this is what I want to know, if this is what he call a livable wages. 26,000.
7 arrested in police operations in St. Bess. 7 men were taken into custody in St. Elizabeth on Tuesday during targeted operations by a joint police-military team. Reports are that between 4 and 9 a.m. on Tuesday, a team from the St. Elizabeth Police and the Area 3 headquarters, supported by members of the Jamaica Defence Force, carried out coordinated search operations in the Oxford area. The police were in search of wanted men, prohibited weapons, dangerous drugs, stolen items, and lottery scamming devices. During the operation, a number of homes were specifically targeted by the team. In the first house searched, 4 men were arrested after 2 live 9mm rounds of ammunition were found. A search of a second house turned up gaming machines, which the occupier could not account for. The gaming items were seized and the man arrested. During the security team's search at the third premises, 2 fishing guns and 1 cash machine were seized. 1 man was also arrested. At the fourth premises search, approximately 120 pounds of ganja was found in an abandoned building. No one is arrested in connection with this find. 3 motorcycles were also seized during the operation for breaches of the Road Traffic Act and 1 man taken into custody. The police are urging members of the public to continue to partner with police as they work relentlessly to disrupt gang activities and rid the parish of criminality. Suspect who reported locked man in shop and lit building charged. Suits from the Denham Town Police Station have charged 29-year-old Ricardo Rodney, otherwise called Kemar, of Regent Street, Kingston 14, with attempted murder in connection with an incident that took place at Oxford Mall in downtown Kingston on Tuesday, August 16, 2022. Reports are that about 11:30 p.m. on that date, the victim was in his shop on the mall when Rodney allegedly locked him inside the shop and poured a corrosive substance on the building, then set it ablaze. The victim managed to escape with the assistance of another man who opened the door to the shop. The police were summoned and the victim was taken to the hospital, where he was admitted in critical condition with several burns to his face and elsewhere in his body. On Thursday, March 16, 2023, Rodney was arrested, and on Wednesday, March 22, He was charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. His court date has not yet been finalized. Jamaican-born convicted child molester found guilty of immigration fraud. A Jamaican-born convicted child molester was recently also found guilty of committing U.S. naturalization fraud. Gregory Maxwell Palmer, 48, who is serving a state prison sentence for his previous crime, was convicted by a federal jury in Charlotte, North Carolina, after a 2-day trial over which U.S. District Judge Frank D. Whitney presided. The maximum penalty for unlawful procurement of citizenship is 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. A sentencing date has not been set. Palmer used lies and deceit to cheat his way into an American citizenship. Today's guilty verdict holds Palmer accountable for his actions and sends a warning message to those who attempt to compromise the integrity of our naturalization process and violate our country's immigration laws. You will not go unpunished, said U.S. Attorney Dina J. King. According to filed documents, evidence presented at trial, and witness testimony, while Palmer was residing in Gastonia, North Carolina in 2008, he sexually abused a minor. The United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agency said Palmer later obtained his U.S. citizenship fraudulently by providing materially false information on his citizenship application. Trial evidence established that during the naturalization process, Palmer lied about his criminal history and failed to admit that prior to applying for citizenship, he had knowingly committed sexual acts with a child, ICE said. According to evidence, on May 5, 2011, Palmer applied for naturalization to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. He lied on the application form by responding no to the question, "Have you ever committed a crime or offense for which you were not arrested?" Palmer signed the form under penalty of perjury and certified that his answers were true and correct. On October 5, 2011, Palmer appeared at the USCIS office in Charlotte for a naturalization interview and swore under oath that his responses on the naturalization application were true and that he had never committed a crime for which he had not been arrested, I said. 15 days later, Palmer participated in a naturalization ceremony at the USCIS office in Charlotte and was granted U.S. citizenship. According to court records, on June 6, 2013, in the Gaston County Superior Court, Palmer pleaded guilty to attempted statutory rape and was ordered to serve between 157 and 198 months in prison. Palmer admitted to having committed the crime on June 17, 2008 by taking advantage of a position of trust with a minor victim, I said, pointing out that Palmer was not arrested for the crime until after he became a naturalized citizen. Court documents show that while Palmer was going through the naturalization process, immigration officials were not aware of his criminal actions. Treasure Beach and Mountainside get free Wi-Fi service. The communities of Treasure Beach and Mountainside in St. Elizabeth have been provided with free Wi-Fi service by the Universal Service Fund, USF. Commissioned on March 29, the service has been made available as part of the USF's Community Wi-Fi program, which aims to increase access to the Internet across Jamaica's 63 constituencies and allow for greater digital inclusion. Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, Floyd Green, who spoke at the ceremony in Billy's Bay, Treasure Beach, thanked the USF for implementing the service in the area. The minister, who also serves as Member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth Southwestern, encouraged residents to take full advantage of the opportunities that the service will provide. Let us leverage the position of this public good and let us set up some classes so that we can help our young people get some of the skills that they need. Almost anything we can find on the internet, we can help them to be better versions of themselves, and we must use it for that purpose, he implored. Green argued that with the advancement in technology, now is the time to leverage the internet. As a teaching tool and much more. There's almost every information at your fingertips now. We used to speak about Google. I know you can find anything by searching Google, but the world has evolved past Google, and now we have artificial intelligence, the minister pointed out. Right now, if I want a speech of this community function, I can go into an app and I can type in, give me a speech of the Billy Bay's launch, and I can use the free Wi-Fi that I have, and it doesn't cost me anything, and automatically generates a speech, he said. Green also encouraged citizens to take advantage of the government's ongoing Technology Advancement Program, TAP, which is being spearheaded by the USF, and give certification in the areas of coding and programming. The initiative engages unattached youth, aged 18 to 29, over a period of 12 months in ICT training and apprenticeship experience and is free of cost. Students receive a stipend and will be given international certification upon completion as well as a job letter. At the Mountainside ceremony, Mayor of Black River, Councillor Derek Sangster, underscored that Wi-Fi service is no longer considered a luxury but a necessity. More and more, technology is taking over and everyone is gravitating to the use of technology in their daily operations. We are happy for the citizens and students that the USF, as part of its mandate to spread the joy around Jamaica, has put this facility of free Wi-Fi here in Mountainside, he said. The USF will also be commissioning Wi-Fi service on March 30 and 31 in 4 additional St. Elizabeth communities: Trial, Holland, Quickstep, and 7 Corners. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.